Hello students, today we will study about chapter Why Do We Fall Ill. So let us start the chapter. In this chapter we will study the definition of health, disease, types of disease and various type of infectious and non-infectious disease and their prevention and treatment. So let us start from the definition of health. How will you define health? Health can be defined as a state of complete physical, mental and social well-being. A person is said to be healthy when he or she is able to perform his activities without any problem or without any hesitation. Health is generally free from illness, disease, injury, a lack of physical fitness. Factors to achieve good health. We should take balanced diet. Then we have exercise, yoga, and by all these activities, by maintaining physical fitness, we are able to, by meditation, we are able to keep us healthy. Now, our health can be maintained by food and diet, by regular exercise. Family and friends also helps us to keep us healthy by the hygienic conditions. Stress management can also make us healthy. Proper sleep. Disease and its causes. When a person is affected by a disease, either the normal functioning or the appearance of one or more systems of the body changes for the worse, leads to a disease. When some symptoms or the signs arises that leads to a disease, on the basis of these symptoms, a physician or a doctor is able to diagnose a disease by performing any test to detect the disease. Now, we have various types of disease: acute disease, chronic disease, infectious and non-infectious disease. Acute, the disease which lasts for short period of time and doesn't have long-term effects on health, are said to be acute disease, like cough, common cold. Here we have some symptoms to show a disease, that is common cold, that is a viral disease. Fever, ache, sudden unexplained chills and tiredness, sudden symptoms when appears, then it leads to a acute disease. Typhoid is a disease that is caused by the Salmonella typhi. That is a microorganism, and symptoms of this disease are loss of appetite, fever, nausea, diarrhea, abdominal cramps, that means खिंचाव, पेट में खिंचाव महसूस होना, vomiting. These are the common symptoms, and this disease spreads through contaminated food and water. Chronic disease, the disease which lasts for long time and has long-term effects on our health, like elephantitis. In this, you are able to see that the lower limbs of the person appears like an elephant, like the feet of the elephant. So, due to this appearance, the disease have a long-term effects on the health, and they are fatal disease. Infectious or communicable disease. Those disease which spreads from an infected person to a healthy person through air, water and food or sexual contact are said to be infectious disease, like common cold, chickenpox, measles, typhoid, cholera, tuberculosis, malaria and AIDS. Non-infectious are those diseases which cannot spread from an infected person to a healthy person, like beriberi, rickets, scurvy, night blindness, diabetes, cancer and high BP. All these disease spreads due to the deficiency of either of any of the vitamin, any of the protein deficiency. They spreads like this, like beriberi disease occurs due to the deficiency of vitamin B, scurvy due to vitamin C, night blindness due to vitamin A, diabetes due to the deficiency of hormone insulin in our body. Here we have the causes of disease. Now, how does these disease spreads? What are their causes? There are certain pathogens like viruses, bacteria, fungi, protozoans or worms. Some disease may occur due to the genetic disorders, due to the genetic changes, due to the changes in our genes. Sometimes environmental pollution like fly ash and dust or pollen grains, or they cause allergies. And sometimes due to the malfunctioning of the body parts also results in certain diseases. Poor health and undernutrition may also lead to malnutrition. Infectious disease, the disease which spreads from one person to other through the pathogens, the organisms that cause the disease. And there are certain other organisms that carries these diseases from one person to another. Here we have certain infectious agents and the disease caused by these agents. Viruses cause common cold, influenza, measles, mumps, chickenpox, hepatitis, and AIDS. Bacteria causes chlorella, salmonella typhi causes typhoid, tuberculosis, anthrax, and tetanus. Fungi may lead to skin infection that may can be seen in our nail, in our scalp, on our scalp, and in between our fingers or toes. Protozoans may cause malaria like Plasmodium vivax, Kala-Azar amoebiatic dysentery, sleeping sickness. Worms may lead to intestinal infection and elephantitis. This disease, elephantitis, is caused by Wuchereria melli, Ascaris, non-infectious disease. The disease which do not spread from one person to another person are non-infectious, and there are following types that may cause these diseases, like due to the deficiency of certain nutrient or hormones. We may have diabetes or scurvy. Allergic, when body is hypersensitive to foreign agents like pollen grains, it may lead to asthma. Cancer, uncontrolled growth of certain tissues. Mental retardation due to depression and anxiety. Addiction due to alcohol or drug abuse, and degenerative due to the malfunctioning of an organ. Now you are able to see the structure of virus here. In this structure we have the capsid layer that is made up of protein, and in between there is a genetic material that is RNA. Then we have the structure of ringworm that may result in a disease, ringworm. Here you are able to see the bacillus shaped bacteria. Now we have the protozoan that bears cilia on its surface. This is black fever causing Kala-Azar, Leishmania. Ascaris, that is roundworm that leads to Ascaris disease. Now we have the modes of transport of disease. The disease may be transmitted through air, common cold, tuberculosis, pneumonia. They may transmit through water, like cholera, amoebiatic dysentery, through vectors. Vectors are those carrier molecules or those agents that carries the disease from one surface to another surface, like mosquito may lead to malaria, dengue, yellow fever. Flies may lead to typhoid, diarrhea, dysentery. Some disease may occur due to the sexual contact. While sexual contact, the disease that are transmitted are sexually transmitted disease like syphilis and AIDS. AIDS virus can also spread through blood transfusion, or it may spread from infected mother to the developing fetus. It cannot be spread through handshaking, coughing, sneezing, kissing, or sharing utensils, by swimming pools, by bathing in swimming pools, sharing towel, blood-sucking insects, or crowded transport. Now we have animals to the people. Sometimes animals may be unhygienic and they may lead to the disease. Then we have the principles of treatment of a disease. The disease can be treated in two steps, either to reduce the effect of disease, that means to reduce the symptoms. Secondly, to kill the microbes which will cause the disease. When we will reduce the effect of disease, it can be done by taking medicines which will bring down the effects of disease like fever, pain, loose motions, and boost up our energy level. Secondly, to kill the microbes. The microbes can be killed again by taking antibiotics and drugs. There are two ways of principles of prevention of disease, that are general ways and specific ways. The general ways of prevention of disease includes public hygiene. Public hygiene should be maintained. Proper and sufficient food for everyone. Airborne disease can be prevented by keeping us away from crowded area. Waterborne disease can be prevented by providing safe drinking water, and vector-borne disease can be prevented by providing clean and safe environment. Specific ways of prevention of disease. The specific ways includes the immunization by taking vaccines. Vaccines provide immunity from infectious disease like tetanus, diphtheria, whooping cough, measles, and polio. We can prevent these diseases by the help of our immune system. There are two types of antibodies that are produced, that are B and T lymphocytes. These antibodies can fight against, there are two types of cells B and T lymphocyte which will produce antibodies. The B lymphocyte produce antibodies and the T lymphocyte will stimulate antibodies, the production of antibodies. So these cells help us to fight against the germs, and the vaccines mimic the infectious microbes and strengthens our immune system and protect the body from the infectious disease.